Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday. You know, it's April Fool's Day, but I'm not coming on here to tell any lies today. Feels good to hop on here on a Friday afternoon. I hope y'all Friday is going pretty well. Mine is. But today I'm hopping on. I have a little time to hop on today on this Friday evening to talk about something that just happened. Is the situation that's going on in California, the California reparation movement that's going on right now. So I want to hop on real quick to talk about what's going on in California and regarding what's going on regarding reparations with California, which is the only state so far is moving down the road with making progress with reparations for what some people call foundation of Black Americans. But before I get into that today, guys, I just want to let you guys know to remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Black Empowerment Movement. Keep in mind to, always remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We still trying to truck along and try to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. All right, I'm going to try to keep doing my thing with bringing you relevant information to regarding the Black community locally in Fort Worth, Texas, and nationally as well. So remember to stay in tune. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, or if you already subscribed, hit the notification bell. Also, the likes help, guys. So make sure if you see a video on our channel, like that video. And also share our videos. Sharing helps a lot too. So if you love the YouTube channel and you love the content that I've been putting out there for you guys, hey, share that thing, subscribe, most definitely. Please subscribe. But without further ado, with me begging y'all to subscribe, let's get into this. So before I get into it, I want to play this video real quick. So basically give background information. California is one of the states that's voted. They created what is called a task force to move forward with giving reparations to the residents of the state of California. Well, recently, they just had a major development happen. The task force that was in charge of this, they put a vote to move forward of who would get the reparations. In my opinion, this is a great thing. This is a great thing. I most definitely believe reparations and this the confine of the United States of America should go to foundation of Black Americans, basically meaning people that can descendant that can trace their lineage back to ancestors that was enslaved and within this country. At the end of the day, slavery is the foundation that built this country, United States of America. So it's only fair that the reparations go to the descendants of enslaved people within the United States of America. So that was a big development that happened within California. They voted that if they decide to move forward with reparations in their state, that it would go to the descendant of enslaved Americans, or some people say enslaved Africans, foundation of Black Americans. You get the point. So let's watch I think it's like a 5-minute long video. Give me one moment. Let me cue up that video. I'm over here producing and everything myself. So let's do that.
With a major decision on who will receive compensation. The first of its kind task force was put together by Governor Gavin Newsom back in 2020. Now, after hours of testimony and debate, the group has voted 5-4 that reparations should be paid to descendants of Black slaves who were living in the United States during the 19th century. Chairperson of the California Reparations Task Force, Camila Moore, joins me now with a little bit more on all of this. Camila, thank you for being here. I know that California is the only state in the U.S. to move ahead with a study and a plan for reparations like this. So how has this process been to try to figure this all out?
Hi, thank you for having me. We started the California Reparations Task Force meeting in June of last year. And since June, we've held a series of virtual public hearings on a variety of topics, but starting with the transatlantic slave trade, to the institution of slavery, to more contemporary harms against African Americans in California and the United States more broadly, around predatory lending practices, environmental racism, racism in banking, tax, and labor, amongst other issues as well. And so we've had an ongoing conversation about who should be eligible for reparations, and we finally resolved that question yesterday afternoon.
Now, what were some of the key issues that you faced during all these ongoing discussions and debates?
Right. And so the framing around the community of eligibility to the task force was around, should it be race-based, so all Black Californians, regardless of national or even immigrant origin, or should it be lineage-based, so where you can, trace your ancestry to an enslaved or free African-American person who was living in the United States prior to the 19th century. And so there were amazing arguments on both sides. But 5 task force members decided, along with myself, that a lineage-based approach would be most apt.
So, Camila, how significant do you think was, one, the creation of this task force and finally reaching this decision?
Well, I think, of course, it's history in the making, and it's a long time coming. The history of lineage-based reparations advocacy literally starts during enslavement, with Belinda Sutton and Callie House, who were one of the first African-American women to advocate for reparations for ex-slaves, to Queen Mother Audley Moore in the 1960s and the Black Panther Party, who also fought for reparations in their platforms, to grassroots activists today, who were responsible for the enactment of AB 3121, along with Secretary of State Shirley Weber, and of course, California Governor Gavin Newsom.
So why do you think these reparations, one, why are they necessary? And what will this compensation look like? Will these be cash payments or will it come in other forms?
So the task force still has to decide what forms of compensation would look like. And we've actually hired an economic consultant team that includes Dr. Sandy Darity, William Spriggs, and other economists to help the task force crunch the numbers, essentially, in terms of what compensation could look like. And to your point about why reparations is important, we know that slaves were promised 40 acres and a mule, and that was rescinded due to discrimination. And so, reparations is about accounting for that broken promise of Reconstruction and repairing the transferred harms to the direct descendants of those enslaved people.
And I know this is a really complicated question, but as best as you can sum it up, how did you link those wrongs with how they're impacting people still today?
Well, that's a really good question, because in the statute itself, AB 3121, it mandates the task force to study and develop reparations proposals on the lingering negative effects of slavery against a particular group of people, and that being freed African slaves and their descendants. So there are many different lingering or badges and incidents of slavery, like homelessness, like mass incarceration, amongst many other factors that are still a badge and incident of slavery in 2022 that has to be eradicated in order for true equity to be achieved. And so that's the historic task that we have as a 9-member task force.
All right, Camila Moore, thank you for your time today.
All right, guys, so I'm back. So as you can see, California is trailblazing, and I gotta admit, man, I'm not a big fan of California. Like, California got some of the most jacked up laws. I call it wacky land. They got some crazy stuff, really crazy laws. That's why everybody is leaving California, because of their bad policies and everything like that. But I must admit, California got it right on this one. California I can't believe I'm saying this. California got it right on this. California is leading the way. This is something I actually agree on with California, with their law, with putting this reparation task force together to study reparations. And the key crucial part is they decided in the state of California that reparations should go to the foundation of Black Americans, aka people that can trace their lineage back to slavery. So that's a major development right there. If you're a fan if you follow the FBA movement, Foundation of Black American movement, this is a huge win because I feel like what California is doing, it's going to eventually lead to the point where it's going to go nationally, and California is trailblazing in that effect right there. So that is a great thing right there, and a major shout out to Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, Tariq Nasheed. I forgot the other lady name. That started the ADOS movement. So those people are the grassroots movement. Like the things that's going on in California right now that pushed that movement to start the grassroots movement in California was the stuff that was happening on YouTube and the grassroots people talking, offline, and then, with those names I just mentioned, they the one put the pressure. They the one putting the pressure on the government, and the people in California took it and ran with it. It does help that California is a more liberal state, I must admit. Something like that would be most definitely harder in the state of Texas where I reside. It'll be definitely hard to do that in the state of Texas. But however, California, hey, what they say, a broken clock is right twice. So California, you got this one right. Kudos for you for making this move. Now, right now in the process, they haven't got the conversation. I guess that's going to be the next vote or the next study the task force is going to do. Is like, since they decided that it's going to be for descendant of enslaved Africans, so it's now they got to figure out what the dollar amount is going to be now. So I'm gonna keep you up to date on that. I'm gonna come back, do a video with this thing going on. I'm gonna be doing videos regularly about the progression of what's going on with that, what's going on in California with the reparation. So the next part is to figure out the dollar amount. They found out who qualifies for it. Now they need to figure out the dollar amount. Oh, let's see. I got a comment here. Let's see. All right, not everyone has the means to these $100 for 23 and me. So, I mean, no, you talking about DNA, family, like you talking about a DNA test. You don't have to do a DNA test to find out if your lineage goes back to slavery or not. That's more so of a ancestry thing where they can track your great grandparents and stuff like that to see who was on the census at that time back in the 1860s or around that time. So you don't have to do 23 and me to track your lineage back to slavery at all. So it's not don't have to do DNA test. So that's one thing. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do a DNA test and spend that hundreds of dollars to find out if your ancestry goes back to slavery or not. You do not have to spend hundreds of dollars to do that at all. So most of the time, if you get on ancestry.com, that's pretty much free. If it's not free, it's not expensive to find out your grandparents and then your mother. That should take you back damn near to slavery right there, finding out your grandmother, mother, or a little further than that. So we don't have to go too far to track our lineage back to slavery. So also, I see some people just jumping in right now. California, just to recap, California put a task force together and they decided that the reparations in the state, if they decide to give reparations in the state of California, reparations would go back to the descendant of enslaved Africans. So if you are a Foundation of Black American in the state of California, you qualify for the reparations. So that's great news right there. And nothing against our our brothers and sisters that's melanated and not foundational Black Americans. You know, if you're from the Caribbean, you from Jamaica, Haiti, uh, any one of the countries in Africa, no hate towards your way, you know. But at the end of the day, this is something foundational Black Americans deserve. You know, it's not being divisive, nothing like that. This is strictly business we handle with the United States of America to give us what we owe. Our ancestry that was enslaved built this country with free labor, so we deserve that just due. Now, what I would recommend is, since we trailblazing this thing in this country of the United States, people that have ancestry into enslaved people in Jamaica, in all these other countries, go after Great Britain. Get your reparations from Great Britain. All the Great Britain enslaved many people all around the world. All of y'all should be trying to get reparation from the United Kingdom. That is who your beef is with. Our beef is with the United States of America to get our reparation for the free labor. Go get whatever European country got free labor from y'all, that y'all come together and get your check from them, you know. So it's only fair. Like, for instance, like, my Black ass can't go to Jamaica and say, hey, if y'all got some reparations coming, I need to get some of that. I don't have any ancestry ties, you know, to Jamaica, you know. Like, I won't be over there saying, hey, let me get some reparations from Jamaica. Hey, let me get some reparations from South Africa. No. I wouldn't do that, because my lineage don't trace back to that land at that time when they ancestor was enslaved. So no, I'm not going to ask for reparations in those particular places, locales. So the same thing here. Reparation is only for foundational Black Americans, people that can trace their lineage to having you know, people that know their great grandparents that was enslaved by United States of America. So foundational Black Americans are the ones that deserve or are just due for reparations from the United States of America. So no hating from our other melanated families, you know. So that's I just want to talk on that too. But overall, this is overall exciting news. If you're a foundational Black America, even if you're not a foundational Black America, you should be happy for us. It shouldn't be no hate. You should be happy, like, man, look at them. They coming together. They going, you know, they demanding reparations from the United States government, you know. So that should be motivation to get yours for whatever your lineage come from in another land. Britain, France, Belgium, the Dutch, whoever. Get your reparation. Y'all people, you know, y'all link up, get together, come together, and get y'all reparations like we doing over here. So big shout out to California. But so, hey folks, California is showing us what needs to be done with their task force. So I'm like, I'm in Texas, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. So that got me motivated. Like, I need to be linking up with brothers and sisters in Texas. We need to be coming together and like, hey, let's put our task force together. It may not be as easy as California, because California is really liberal. It's a Democratic state. But at the same time, we need to, where is a mass of our people located at, we need to be coming together, putting that heat on our politicians to do this for us. You know, we need to put that heat on the politicians and demand that they do that in our state. Whether you in Mississippi, Tennessee, wherever you watching it, whatever state you reside in, that put the pressure on our states, our state representative, our state senators, whoever, you know, politically you vote for. I don't care if it's a Republican. Put pressure on them. Let them know that, hey, we need to try to put a task force together and do what's going on in California, you know, because that's the move right there. If not, let's put pressure on the federal government. Hey, federal government, you see what California doing? We need to do that nationwide. We need to do that nationwide at the end of the day. You know, California showing y'all the blueprint. Let's implement that, Mr. Sleepy Joe Biden, you know. So far, you ain't did nothing for the black people, the black community. This is your chance. California is giving the blueprint right now. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, y'all need to take heed and watch what's California. And Kamala Harris, that's your state. That's the state you from. So you should be watching California closely with the reparations, what they're doing for the state of California. And let's implement that thing nationally, because it's owed to us. And folks, don't get discouraged by people saying like, oh, black people get money. Only thing they're gonna do is just go buy cars and jewelry. Folks, I don't care what the hell people do with their money. It's owed to them. It's owed to us. I don't care what they do with their money. It's owed. So whenever something you owe somebody, it don't matter what they're gonna do with it when you pay them back. You owe it to them. So it don't matter what that person gonna do with their money. It's owed. It is owed to us. So it doesn't matter, folks. I know that's the biggest thing. People say, well, we get reparations. Well, they're gonna go blow it on some dumb shit. Okay, that's their business at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's gonna be a select few that's gonna do some very smart things, gonna invest, gonna create some networking opportunities, gonna build some important things with those additional funds with the reparation money. So, and no, we don't want vouchers and land, and I can give me money and I can go buy some land. Cause like they hit us with the okie doke talking about they give us some worthless type land. Nah, man, cut the check. We want that check. So kudos to California for making that push out there. That task force putting together saying that the reparations should go to a foundation of Black Americans. So that's major right there. That's another sign, man, that the stuff that's going on in the grassroots movements, people are listening, people are hearing, people are feeling the pressure. We just got to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. So good deal on that, good deal on that, folks. So I just wanted to jump on real quick to talk about that, but before I go, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep you up to date with things going on locally and nationally. Black Empowerment Movement, we are one of those grassroots organizations doing great things in the city of Fort Worth, Texas. Do some things in Dallas as well. But overall, subscribe, like, share the YouTube channel. And guys, I appreciate y'all time. But at the end of the day, I'm out of here. All power to the people. Let's go.